Some of us with the blueprint, wisdom in the flow. Keep it simple, keep it steady, let the people grow. We build a vibe, we build a tribe, community's the fire, keeping us alive from 0 to 10K, let the revenue rise. Alex Hormuz.
All right, what's up, everybody? Let's figure out how to slowly take that music.
It's like an art to
All
it.
right. What's up, everybody? Today, we're solving one of the biggest challenges that we hear from community owners, and that is how to turn your free community members into paying customers. So if you've been building a community, but you're struggling to monetize it, then stick around because we're going to share with you 4 core strategies that we've been using to convert our free members to paying customers and generate over $290,000 in the past 12 months. And so these strategies have generated thousands for ourselves and for our clients. But here's where most people go wrong. They jump straight into advanced tactics without having the key ingredients first. Okay, so there's one core strategy that I believe all community owners should start with before they move on to these other 3 strategies that we're going to talk about as well. And so miss this and the other strategies are just not going to work as well. Okay. And so stick with us because by the end of this episode, you are going to have a complete roadmap to turn your free community members into a profitable business. So we're going to start with the foundational stuff. Okay. So Jeff, first things first.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about GHL and Skool updates. I know you watched the Skool news yesterday. Any notes on that? Any feedback?
I would just say I really am excited about their releases coming up. When he does his demo, he's actually showing, obviously behind the scenes what he has access to, but basically I'm sure he's in the beta side of it. So it's just another level, man. Skool is just every month seems like they're just up in their game. So I'll just say that everybody, if you don't have a Skool account, you need to go get one because it's unbelievable what they're doing. So I'll just leave it at that, just because there's nothing major that was announced this week. It's all in process. So
yeah, still waiting on the subscriptions and tier levels in Skool, and then also the live streaming. I'm interested in seeing the live streaming. I'm hoping they'll have that feature that I want. I'm not confident in that they're going to have that, but also GHL, no big community updates there either. Like I said last week, I am talking to the director of product over there, and we're going to be working with them to help them improve their product, because I am a big high-level fan, even though we talk about Skool communities a lot. So I want them to succeed. So I'm definitely up for helping them to help them do that. Also, potentially doing a spotlight with Go High Level, which will be super cool. So let's talk about what's happened this week in the Elite Bootcamp. So this week marks the end of our 8-week 10K community bootcamp. It was the last week, and it was just for me, an awesome experience. Everybody was engaged. We crushed a lot of false beliefs and got people to actually start taking action on things that they probably never saw themselves doing. And the results have just been awesome. Jeff, what do you think?
It's absolutely incredible. And I think that the one piece that just takeaway that gets me excited was like how many people showed up the first week and attended every week through the entire 8 weeks. Because if you think about, a lot of times people will, whether they buy a course or they'll buy a book or whatever, and they just do nothing with it. But like we just had like people absolutely showing up, giving their best every week. And I just don't normally see that in programs or even coursework. So I was just blown away with the commitment level they had. Obviously the training you did was just beyond top notch. So I'm excited, obviously, to do the next one, which I'm sure you might kind of tease a little bit here. But I was blown away by all the participants and just the members that were, in the boot camp. And I think they were all absolutely blown away. But most importantly, they're getting results, man. And that is what is exciting.
Yeah, honestly, I got a little teary-eyed the last day because everybody was just like sharing so many results and just so thankful and grateful. And that's what that's what we do this for. So it's pretty awesome to see. Also, we're, like you said, we're going to be probably doing the next one in October. So if anybody watching this is interested in joining, hit us up because it's awesome. I mean, I've paid $10,000 for programs that are not even close to this good. I'm not just tooting my own horn. It's seriously good. So also, we in that boot camp, we run a contest for the most engaged person, the most person that's getting the most stuff done, the person that's sharing their results, and just, involved in the actual process. And so we celebrated the winner of our contest that took home $500. So congratulations, Jack, on just being there, taking action, and doing all the stuff. So Jack won $500. We're going to be paying him today, and so that was pretty cool. He was pretty excited about that, but he put in the work, man. It was
Absolutely
awesome to watch. So also through creating the content for this boot camp, we've been able to dramatically improve our training courses, our systems, and our AI tools are just absolutely sick right now. And so also was able to get like real-time feedback from all the boot camp members and everything like that. And so yesterday we announced something pretty big, Jeff, and I want to share.
massive, I think.
This is we are releasing Community Builders 2.0. And to celebrate that release of all this new content that's coming out, upgraded faster, more streamlined, more simple, we are doing an offer right now. We started with 60 or 20 people, spots available. Now we have 16 left. So anybody watching this, if you want to be one of these 16, you better jump on it. So basically everything that you get in Elite, but everything is upgraded. We rebuilt the whole Community Builders launch process, the traffic systems, the engagement systems, and the monetization courses. So they're all going to be brand new. And all of our AI tools are improved. I spent time like going through each one of the tools and just making sure that they got the results that we wanted, that I was happy with. And then we've also updated our high level snapshot, which you get a Go High Level account as part of our Community Builders Elite program. Plus, we've got 3 really special bonuses that I'm super excited about. The first one is a 60-minute call with me one-on-one, where we're going to identify whatever your obstacle is right now. And I'm going to open up my secret library of AI tools that I don't share with anybody. These are for my personal use only. And we're going to crush whatever obstacle is. I have pretty much all the AI tools that you need to crush any obstacles. I've done it for my own business. So I built these tools to help me with that. And so on that call, we'll crush that obstacle by the end of the call. So that is one thing, and it's pretty damn good. The next thing that you're going to get, and I believe that everybody that is in the coaching business right now should become an AI powered coach. And a lot of people are just dabbling with AI, but I've built tools to help every single step of our process. We'll show you some of them today. And the way that I've been able to do that is I have built an AI prompt designer. So I go to my AI prompt designer every time I want to create a tool. I tell it exactly what I want. I work with it, and then it gives me a really strong prompt that I can now use to go build these tools with. And so I'm going to give that prompt to the 16 people that join, which is sick because
It's crazy.
this tool is absolutely insane. And this will help you to become more advanced at AI. If you're just kind of using ChatGPT, that's not enough. You're falling behind. You need to be more advanced, and you need to start implementing tools in your business that can help your clients get a result faster, because your competitors are doing that. Okay. So that is one thing that you're going to get. Also, I'm going to give you access to your choice of one of our premium GPTs. These are usually only available to our annual or our high ticket clients. And so we have a full library of it. Some of it we'll show you today, but we have a lead magnet planner and promoter that'll help you to create your lead magnets. It'll help you to write all the content to promote it, write the ads, actually create the creative for the ads. We've got a workshop and challenge planner that'll help you to plan out and create workshops or challenges, also promote it. So the ads, the email copy, the social media posts, all that stuff. We also have a YouTube script writer if you've been struggling to write YouTube scripts. So a lot of different AI tools that you can pick from. Okay, so that's essentially the offer. If you guys are interested, come to Community Builders Elite, join us. We've got 16 spots available for those actual bonuses. So enough of that, Jeff. Let's dig into what we're going to talk about today, and that is.
Hold on, Ron. I've got to interrupt, bud.
Okay.
I don't know that people understand. Okay, there's a very prominent, excellent teacher, great program. I won't mention his name. But he's charging $1,000 for a group workshop to just help with teaching a bit about ChatGPT. So I don't know that he's giving anything great or whatever else. I don't think people understand that this idea of you spending an hour giving him your prompt of all prompts, I I'm going to be conservative and say that's at least $2,500, $5,000, because your time by itself is at least $1,000 a session. I mean, if you just did one-on-one consulting, but the fact that you're doing that and then you're giving them this, I just, I know this isn't a sales presentation. I just want you guys to understand, like when Ron did this, I was even like, whoa, brother, like this is a lot. Like
Yeah.
you're going way beyond what we would normally do. So I just hope you guys understand that when we talk the idea of an AI powered, coach, what tools he's literally giving you is going to elevate your game to absolutely the next level. And this is something that we really would charge, I would say probably $2,000 to $3,000
Yeah.
if you actually spend an hour with somebody. So
Mhm.
I just hope everybody understands that. And it's like literally just becoming a member. I mean, for $100 a month, are you kidding me? This is crazy, absolutely crazy. So anyway, we'll get back to the show, but I hope people understand, like, this is the most crazy bonus that you literally have ever given.
Yeah,
So
they are pretty
hope people
sick.
get it.
I will. You just made me realize that I'm just undercharging for everything. But thank you. So let's dig into what we're going to talk about today, and that is how to actually monetize your free communities. So I see this all the time. People are building these free communities, and they get hundreds, maybe even thousands of members, but they're not really making any money from them. They don't know how to convert or monetize their audience, and so they don't know where to start, or they're just trying these tactics that they think they need to do, but they're just not working for them. Okay. So here's the reality. There is, in my opinion, a specific order to the conversion mechanisms that you try to use in your community. So most people try to jump straight into like running webinars or doing challenges without what I believe laying the proper foundation that you need first. Okay. Now, if you're doing successful challenges or workshops and all that stuff, and that's working for you, great. But if you are starting a brand new community and you're not doing what we're about to talk about first, I highly suggest that you start there, and then you can expand out to these other conversion mechanisms, because what we're going to talk about is going to help you to dial in the way that you talk about your offer, and also help you to figure out the pain points and how your customers are talking about the problems and the challenges that they're facing. So basically, the foundational part, before you do any type of trying to convert people, the first thing that you need to do is you obviously need to identify your niche, right? That's the foundation to building everything. I don't want to get too deep into that today, because if you're starting a community, I feel like you should have an idea of what your niche is. So we won't get too much into that today. Okay. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is the product roadmap. So let me see. Okay. Let me bring up and this is just foundational stuff, but this is, to me, one of the most important pieces that we've developed in our process, because once you have this, everything, I swear to God, everything else in your business just becomes a whole lot easier, because now we have all these AI tools that we can feed this into to create pretty much anything we want. Okay. So the product roadmap is basically your process of how you take people from where they are now, where they have a problem they want to solve, all the way to the transformation that they want to achieve. So there's a step-by-step process, whether you know it or not, that you take people through to help them to get that transformation that they're after. And you need to map this out. You need to map this out because you need to be very clear on how you help people get that transformation. But you also need to map this out and create a document, because once you have that, you have one of the greatest assets in your entire business that you can use AI to create, pretty much anything. You can use it to create lead magnets that we'll talk about in a second, webinars, video sales letters, YouTube scripts, emails, workshops, and challenges. Once you have this document, everything else becomes a whole lot easier. And we've actually created some pretty cool tools that I want to show you today inside of Community Builders Elite that you get. So this is our, I probably should, maybe I won't show it because I don't want anybody to see that. I'll have to edit this. Actually, crap. I'm going to close that. I don't want anybody to see those links. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change those links out this week anyway. So I'm going to be doing that every week. So let me do this. Okay. All right. So this is our product roadmap interviewer, which is pretty damn sick. So what I figured out is that it's much easier to have a conversation with somebody about your process than it is to sit there and answer a question and type it out. That's just going to take you way too long, right? So what we've done is we built a custom GPT that will help you to map out your product roadmap. So check this out. Yes, can you help me to build out my product roadmap, please? Yes, I help coaches and course creators that are struggling to get clients consistently to build a system, a client acquisition system that's predictable and gets consistent clients by helping them generate leads, nurture those leads, and convert them into paying customers. And we do that using our online community funnel. And so we build a funnel with like Skool or Go High Level communities. We drive traffic to the community. The community then generates the lead. And inside the community, we have multiple different mechanisms to convert those new free members into paying customers.
We can't hear her speaking, Ron, just so you know.
Did you say they can't hear it?
Yeah, we couldn't hear it. So,
Oh well, it's pretty awesome. But anyway, okay, cool.
This is how y'all know we are live. This is absolutely real time here.
So let me go back to this. All right. So basically, building out your product roadmap. So that's step one, right? The foundational stuff. Now, once you've actually built out your product roadmap, that'll give you a document that looks something like this. Let me go to this, just so you see that we eat our own dog food. This is our product roadmap. You can see it's a full document that outlines all the steps in our process. And now we have this document that we can take and we can use with AI to create our offer. So that's the next step. And we've developed an AI tool that does the exact same thing. We paste in our product roadmap, essentially, have a conversation like I was just showing you with the product roadmap interviewer, and that will help you to build out what we call a founding member or beta offer. So if this is the first thing you've ever sold before, then you want to start with what we call a founding member offer. So that's you're going to give these people a discounted offer, a discounted price, in exchange for the fact that you are not, and this is another key, is like a lot of people think that they need to build out their entire program. It has to be perfect and all that stuff before they can actually make money, when we believe the exact opposite. I want you making money as fast as possible, and I don't want you to waste weeks or months building out a course to do it, okay? I want you to create an offer. Your product is not your offer. We talked about the product roadmap. Your product is not your offer. Your offer is the way that you package up the product to make it irresistible to your target audience. And so right after we've built the product roadmap, we're not going and wasting months or weeks building out the program. We're packaging that product roadmap into an offer. And at that point, we're ready to go sell. We can start making money right away. Maybe we have warm people in our audience that we can go and try to book calls with. Reach out to them, say, hey, I know you're a great fit I'm doing something really cool. I'd love to share it with you. I think you'd be a great fit. Get them on a call, see if they are having the problem that your founding member offer solves, and then try to enroll them into your founding member program. And then once you've filled the founding member program, then you can actually build it with your audience, right? This is exactly what we did with the 10K community bootcamp. We went out and I built out the product roadmap. I created the offer, and then I went out and I sold it. And we sold close to $30,000 for this thing before I had built a single lesson. And then each week I basically built out the lessons with the people that joined. And then we just finished the 8 weeks. And through that whole process, I was able to upgrade everything in our community. And that's one of the reasons that I did it, because I wanted to improve all the training and all the tools inside of our community, our paid community. And that's what this allowed me to do. So that is a perfect example of creating your offer and going and selling it and validating the idea before you spend all this time creating programs that people might not buy. So that's key. Okay. All right. So now we have your offer. What are we going to do? Well, the next thing that we do, and this is where I think everybody should start, whether you are, I mean, if you're brand new to starting a community, you should definitely start here. A lot of people just think I'm too good to take sales calls. I don't want to spend time on sales calls. When you haven't made a single sale, you do not deserve to run a webinar and start making a bunch of sales if you're not willing to do some hard work and get on some phone calls. That's tough love 101. Like everybody here, if you're starting a community, just take some phone calls. You're not too good for it. Alex or Mosey will tell you that as well. So the next step is, once we have the offer, we set up the community funnel. And the community funnel works like this. We drive traffic from social media, YouTube, Facebook ads, those are our main channels, into the free community. Once they hit our free community, we have membership questions set up that capture their email address and their phone number. That email address and phone number is now sent into our CRM. So one of the ways that we're trying to book calls, and this system is built for booking calls, right? This is method number one for converting free members into paid members, okay? Or paid customers. So we push that information into our CRM. So we have a whole Go High level snapshot that we give our clients and our members that's already set up with all of our exact email systems and SMS systems. This is working to book calls. We have a Skool direct message that's also working to book calls. And then we have multiple different mechanisms like call to actions in our lessons, pin posts, and our daily posts. And all of that is working to book calls. We are booking too many calls. And so now we have to add friction to the process. And that's kind of what you want to do. You want to create flow. So you want to have volume. When you're first getting started, you just want as much volume as possible. And then when you have too much volume and it's becoming time consuming, maybe you're getting on too many calls with unqualified people, then you can start to figure out how to add friction. Can you add a survey or an application process? Can you do like us, where we're now doing group onboarding calls? So that is the first method for converting your free members into paid members. Any kind of thing to add there, Jeff?
Yes, for sure. I mean, here's why it's like critically and vital for you to do this if you're new, or even if you have an offer that it's kind of struggling to sell, is that the amount of data that you're going to gain from actually taking those calls, you can't even put a value on, because what happens is you're driving all of this traffic into your community. And the only way to know if you're getting those, I call them perfect clients, those perfect clients in your community, is by actually speaking with them. So if you're getting on calls and you're not actually having them and getting feedback from them, you don't know if you're getting the right people or not. So if you're saying, hey, I'm getting people in my community, but nothing's converting, well, it might be because you're bringing the wrong people in. And that's, again, the value of those one-on-one calls. So whether you take 30 or 40, 50, I highly recommend you take the calls for data. It's going to tell you if you get the right people in, and then it's also going to tell you if you're getting the wrong people in. And the beauty is, once you start getting the right people in and you're making sales one-to-one, now you know all the key things to make sure you bring into the next way to sell, the one-to-many, which you're going to go ahead and speak about.
Yeah, let me just answer this person's question.
Oh, I got some questions also.
Well, I'll come back to it. I'll answer these questions at the end. Okay, cool. So that is method number one. And that sales calls are a one-to-one type sales mechanism, right? You're going to get on a call with, well, it can be, or it's kind of like we're doing a group strategy, which is probably the fourth strategy. But so booking a call is a one-to-one sales mechanism. So you're going to get on a call with one person, you're going to have a conversation, you're going to try to sell that person into the program. That is going to be the easiest way to convert, and that's why you should start with sales calls, right? There's no other thing that's going to make it easier for you to sell, right? You're not going to sell more in chat or a webinar or anything like that than you are giving somebody one-on-one time to convert them. That's just like a coaching call. You'd rather have a one-on-one coaching call than you would have a group coaching call or anything like that. Okay. So that's going to help you to sell. You're going to sell better doing that, even if you're a shitty sales person. Okay. All right. So that's the step number one. The next step up from that is, and the first mechanism, you can start selling with your first person that comes into the community, as long as you can book a call with them. These mechanisms that we're going to talk about now, you need to build up your community to a certain point. I would say at least like 100 people. And then you can start doing what we call conversion events. And so conversion events are where you sell one to many instead of selling one to one. Okay. And so the first step of this is creating a special limited time offer. And so perfect example of this is the promotion that we're running right now inside of Community Builders Elite. We packaged our typical offer, which is our Community Builders Elite program, with 3 extremely sick bonuses that are disappearing after the next 16 people join. But that's kind of what we do is we create the main offer and then we package it up, bundle it up with some really exclusive offers. And you got to kind of look at your program, see what you can kind of splinter out as those bonuses. And one of the elements you also want to have is scarcity or urgency. Okay. So scarcity is created by offering limited number of spots. Urgency is created by having a deadline. Okay. All right. So that is the offer. Then once we have the offer created, we have some different types of campaigns that we can run essentially. Jeff, anything before we jump into this around the special offer, anything like that?
No, I just, a lot of times if you can make your bonuses connect to what would be potential objections people would have, it always works really well. So if you know your offer solves this result, and then you start thinking about what bonuses should I have, start thinking about what's going to hold somebody back from maybe moving forward, and have a bonus directly related to that, and it will get people to take more action. So just a little thought, kind of when you're designing your bonuses, how you can really have the bonuses have positive impact.
Yeah. So the first way that you can run these type of promotions to convert people in your free community is what we call a promo cycle. A promo cycle is essentially just a series of posts and or emails that can be repurposed into community posts, social media posts, and stories. Okay, so the idea here is that we want to get our new offer, our special offer, in front of as many people as possible. And so however you do that, whether it's posting on social media, posting in your stories, definitely sending emails to your list, posting inside your community, reaching out to your warm list of people that have shown interest but have been kind of on the fence. Maybe these extra bonuses will kind of push them over the line. So that's essentially what we're running right now is our promo cycle, right? And so this is a series of 5 days is basically how we run ours. And essentially what we have is a promo cycle expert. So again, we've got some questions that we share with our clients to fill out all the information that the promo cycle expert needs to create their promotion. And then basically it will write all the content. So this is, let's see. So this is basically, it writes all the emails and then we repurpose those emails. And this is exactly what I use to write the sequence for our promo cycle that we're running right now. And then we also have stories that it will also write. So that's the first type of conversion event. Jeff, anything to add there?
Well, the only thing I want to say is, we've mentioned AI quite a bit, guys, and please understand that there's still a level of, a tiny bit of work, because AI is going to do the heavy lifting, but you still need to personalize it, make sure it really, is the proper messaging and everything else. I don't want you guys thinking it's super easy and you just, AI does it all and it prints us 100% perfect. I mean, there is a little bit of, expertise that kind of goes into it, and obviously we will help you with that and teach you with that messaging, but I just going to kind of do a little caveat there, because I don't want you guys thinking that we have AI do everything for us, because the reality is they do a lot of it and the tools are unbelievable, but they're still personalized and we still put time and effort into making sure that they one, we can absolutely deliver whatever we're saying and so forth. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're talking about AI. When you're using AI, you don't want people thinking you're just creating some program that's all AI based and it's not really coming from you, the real expert. So keep that
right.
in mind.
It's just it's a tool to help you to do things faster and more efficiently.
Exactly.
And then, but I have programmed it pretty damn well to where
yes, it's incredible. Like, don't get me wrong, like the results are phenomenal. You just got to make sure they're
I'm
very,
very
very
picky
personalized.
on the output that it gives us. So the next step, and the promo cycle, I started with the promo cycle because it's the easiest to execute, and it actually gets really good results. We've done this multiple times, and it works pretty much every time. Maybe it doesn't get the goal that I hit the goal that I'm after, but we make money from it, pretty decent money every single time. We've used it to run our Black Friday offer, which was to get our annual membership. And we sold out by Wednesday, which was, I think, $12,000. We used a promo cycle, an extended promo cycle to win the Skool games last December. So these things work, and we have, the AI tools that basically are trained to create all of the emails in the way that we like to write them. That is proven to work for our business. Okay. Also, so the next step up from that is a webinar. So a webinar is a little bit more of a heavy lift. You've got to create the webinar presentation. The promotion is very similar. So we're going to use emails, community posts, social media posts. You could run ads to get people to the webinar, and then you have to get people to attend the webinar, and then you present, and at the end of the webinar, you pitch your offer or you pitch a phone call. And so that is kind of the next conversion event. It works really, really well. But there are some, there's different things inside of that process that can kind of break, that you have to optimize, because you have to get people to register, right? Then you have to get people to show up, and then you have to get people to stick around till the end. And then you have to have the pitch that converts really well. So there's a lot of things that can kind of go wrong with that. And a lot of people talk about, running webinar funnels and all this kind of stuff. And I love it with a community, because the community is working behind the scenes to also convert people. But in my opinion, it would be really hard to run like a webinar funnel really well, because especially if you're brand new, because there's so many moving parts to that that is not for a newbie.
Definitely not. But again, that's where all that data from those one-on-one calls, are going to help you tremendously, because you're going to know what, topics and what you're, if you're using a perfect webinar structure, what the 3 secrets are and things like that. So again, there's always benefit in following the process that Ron's speaking about right now, which is, do some one-on-one calls so that it prepares you for the webinar or the masterclass, whatever you might call it.
Yeah. And so with the webinar, basically you just promote it inside your community, promote it to your list, get as many people to show up for the webinar as possible, and then go through the training and then pitch your offer at the end. So that's conversion event number 2. Okay. So let's talk about the final conversion event, which are workshops and challenges. And this is one of my favorite ones, Jeff, because with workshops, you get to spend a little bit more time with your audience. And you're helping them implement something. So you're accelerating the know, like, trust factor with the people that show up for the workshop. Also, what's cool with the workshops is that you can actually charge up front for these. So you can bring in some cash flow to get paid to pitch your next thing. So that's really cool. And so with what workshops or challenges, what I like to do is look at our product roadmap, like we talked about earlier, and then pull some ideas out from that product roadmap to basically give them a quick win. So you want your workshops or your challenges to give your audience a quick win. So we've developed an AI tool, and I need to remind me to change all these, because I don't want people going to these links.
Yeah, for sure.
And so basically what this thing does is we'll help you ideate workshops. So this is basically me brainstorming with the tool. It will also do lead magnets. So the first set, what we trained it to initially, we want to create lead magnets. So that's the first quick win. But then once you found a lead magnet that works, then we can actually expand on that idea and start to create a workshop. Okay. So what this did is help me brainstorm some different workshop ideas based off my product roadmap that I gave it. So I picked one, and then it started to help me to build out the sales page for it. And so that's where it's working on the sales page. Actually, that's the actual, it starts to help you to outline the actual presentation itself. And then the pitch slides, and then it will start to write to help you to come up with the slides, each of the different slides. And then it will, I'm just reviewing everything. Oh, yeah, then it will actually help you to fill in the slides. And then it starts to, I didn't go through the whole process, but it starts to build out the ads for you. It will build out the emails to promote it. It builds out everything you need for the actual workshop, which is super cool. And so that is the next one. And you can pull out the different individual phases of your product roadmap. So if this is our product roadmap, for example. And so I could do a workshop on the launch phase. I could do a workshop on driving traffic through organic content. I could do a workshop on paid ads. I could do a workshop on our conversion events, and I probably will at some point. Or I could even pull out individual steps of our phases. So I could do a workshop on how to create an irresistible offer with AI. I've done that before, and it sold really well. So this tool, this AI tool that I showed you guys earlier, will help you to brainstorm those different workshop ideas and help you to identify the best one, and then build out the presentation, build out all the promotional material that you need to actually promote it. And so that is essentially, the 4 different strategies to convert your free members into paid members. You've got call booking, which is wherever I believe everybody should start when people are first coming in. Get them on a phone call. Try to see if they've got a problem that you help them solve, understand, their pain points and their struggles. And then if they're a good fit, pitch them into your founding member offer. Once you've kind of started to grow the community and you're booking calls, that mechanism's working, then you can also start to implement some of these one-to-many type sales conversion events where you're doing some type of presentation or putting your offer in front of a lot of people at one time to convert those people into whatever you're trying to convert them to, whether that's a paid community, another course, a boot camp, or trying to get them on a phone call and then pitching them on the phone call. So that's basically kind of the 4 strategies that we've used. I mean, that's what we do. Like literally what we do. I'm not hiding anything. This is exactly what we do to build our communities, to convert free members into paid. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
And then
no,
now we have
it's
AI tools that help us to do it faster and easier.
yeah, it's phenomenal. I mean, if you think about conversion, or I like to call it enrollment, there's really only 3 ways to do it. We just shared with you the process, right? It's either done one-on-one, it's done one-to-many, or eventually you might do it in an automated or evergreen format. And that's really, again, the kind of behind the scenes of what we do. So, don't get scared about it. Start going through the process.
Mhm.
If you're not sure how to do one-on-one calls, it's even more reason to jump into, Elite. We'll jump on a one-on-one and we'll help you through the process. So I would just tell you that, like, bottom line is, just get it going and start the process, get on calls, and it's just going to build the rest of it out. I know, Ron, you wanted to answer some questions that I think are in the
Yeah.
thread,
I'll
so.
answer a few questions. So please, can you tell me the difference between starting free versus a paid community? So in my opinion, if you don't have a big audience, you're not, you don't have 100,000 subscribers on Facebook or on YouTube, or 50,000 followers on Instagram. If you don't have an audience and you're starting from scratch, I think everybody should start with a free community. That's just what I believe. Firmly believe it. And grow that free community. You can make the decision where especially with the new feature that's coming out with Skool, with subscription-based courses and different tier levels, you can decide if you want to just have that one free community and add in those different pricing models into that free community. Or what I like is to have a separate community for my paid members, right? We use our free community as a funnel where we give you all the strategy, the high level strategy to help to show you exactly what you need to do to build a profitable community. Now, if you want to actually implement those steps and you want to go faster and get all the AI tools and our high level snapshots and all that, then you will, join our paid community. And so the difference between starting a free and a paid is just like, it's really hard to get people to pay you for a subscription if they don't know, like, and trust you, right? And the free community is built to accelerate that process of building trust and authority, essentially. So I think everybody, for the most part, should start with a free community, unless you are already an influencer and have a big audience and you're just ready to monetize that audience.
And I think the perspective that you should take is that a free community is really designing a client acquisition system that allows you to drive all of your traffic into a place where you get a chance to nurture them, because you do have people that are hyper buyers and they're might be a bit emotional and they're ready to immediately buy. but there's a lot of people, myself included, they're more analytical. I take more time. So by having me in a community where I can get a chance to spend that know, like, and trust time
Hmm.
and nurture me a bit, then when I'm ready, I'm in your community. So you're going to be front of mind because I'm in the community, I'm participating, and you've given me a bit of a transformation already. So it's your kind of the absolute like next best move for me would be to join a paid program because you've given me so much value in the free. So think of, your free community as a client acquisition system,
Hmm.
and that will help you shift maybe a little bit of maybe the fear, the kind of unknown about why you should have a free community. So
Yeah.
hope that helps.
And then that goes back to what we're talking about today is like once you've built that know, like, and trust, now you need to just put offers in front of those people. And when they're ready, if they see the right offer, then they'll convert into whatever the paid thing is. All right. So what's the funnel for low ticket product versus high ticket? Um, I don't want to get into funnels necessarily because today, the funnel that we use is our community funnel. So we drive everything into the community funnel. And then with the, basically, especially when you're first starting out, you just have a conversation and you decide what are they going to be a best fit for based on their current situation, their budget, that kind of thing. You can either sell them into high ticket if they're ready for that, or if they want more, they want to kind of do it themselves, take a little bit longer, you can down sell them into the low ticket. But this is not really a low ticket, high ticket funnel. I mean, it does both, right? So we just do the community funnel. Now we might implement a low ticket funnel for our ads at some point to kind of liquidate our ad spend. But again, don't want to really get into that too much today.
But we would probably still deliver that inside of a community. So it always comes back to community.
Right. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Is the offer for the free community or the paid one? Is the offer for the free community? Are you talking about the offer that you create in step 2?
If you're talking about the conversion offer, that's typically going into a paid scenario.
Yeah. Everything. I mean, if it's an offer, it's going to be for a paid community. That if we talked about that today. What happens if you pre-sell the offer for a live course and tell everyone they'll be building the course with you, do all the lead gen, sales calls, and you convert less than 5 people? You build it with those 5 people, or I mean, if that didn't hit your milestone, then you can decide not to do it. That's totally up to you. So I don't know. It's hard for me to say whether the offer wasn't good enough or maybe it just wasn't hitting the right buttons or the audience was wrong. I mean, it's
You
hard to
might
kind
not
of
got in
tell.
front of enough people to where there
Yeah.
was enough data for you to know.
Yeah.
But the idea of a beta is really to help validate. So if you
Hmm.
went to a massive amount of people and you only had a few conversions, it might come back to that maybe the offer's not strong enough, but maybe you're not validating that there's a big enough need for it. So a lot
Yeah.
of variables involved for sure in that. So we need more
Yeah. And,
data.
and John, I know that just knowing your history and stuff, I know while you do have a good subscriber base, I think a lot of them are watching your videos on, like, I mean, the camera stuff, and some of the videos are probably not hitting the exact audience. So, but yeah, just come to today's call and let's chat about it if you can. I know you're in England, UK. Where can you get the snapshot? So the snapshot is included in our elite community. So for monthly members, you get a group fuel account, which is a sub account of our Go High Level white label. So when you get a group fuel account, your account is preloaded with our snapshot, which is our funnels, our email sequences. We've just built some new dashboards in there to help you track your community stats. All that is preloaded into your group fuel account when you join Community Builders Lead. If you have your own high level account, then you can get the actual install link for the snapshot by becoming an annual member. Okay, so that's how the snapshot works. The beta offer will be for, you can use the beta offer approach for anything. I mean, you could be a beta offer approach for a paid community. It could be a beta offer approach for a high ticket offer, done for you service. Could be a lot of different things. So you just kind of have to decide what that's going to be for you. I personally, if you're building out your coaching program for the first time, I really like this boot camp model. And so we've actually created a course template for Skool that our annual members get, where they can just, there's an import code where they can go into their classroom and import the structure that we just ran our boot camp on. I really like the boot camp model because, you know, you're releasing a module at a time. You can do all pre-recorded training, and then you have one implementation day, and then you give them homework. And I like to have a contest around that because it gets people excited, and because they're trying to win the contest, they're competing with each other. It really, you know, gets a lot of people excited and engaged in the community and the process, and they actually do the stuff and get results, which is the best part about the whole thing. So, yeah, I really like the boot camp model. If you're kind of thinking about a beta offer, I think it's a good model. Do you have to use it? No, but I like it. Any last questions? I know we've been on for a while. All right, guys. Well, if there's no last questions, we will see you guys next week. Hopefully we'll see some of y'all in Elite. We've got 16 spots left for those exclusive bonuses. So if you are looking to join a community or build a community, I promise you this is probably the best $99 you're going to spend in the entire year. Okay. So we'll see you guys next week, and thanks for watching. See y'all next time.